has been some groundbreaking news in the dart world that happened on Wednesday last week. When I say groundbreaking, I mean explosive. No, what was that? No. When I say explosive, I mean explosive.
Make one, it detonated.
Right, editor, sort it out. I want explosions. It has been explosive. That's more like it. So if you don't know, but on April the 1st, L-Style brought out the new Barflights, which is now a brand new integrated flight system. But before I tell you about these, let's talk about some of the other all-in-one systems that these will be going up against. First of all, let's start with the traditional K-Flex. Everyone knows about them. Everyone knows about them mainly because of the world #1 Luke Littler.
Littler, it's 3 legs here, playing some top quality stuff.
Now let's talk about the pros of the K-Flex. Now, with it being an all-in-one system, be the same for all of them that we'll be talking about, is they don't break very easily. And also, the flights themselves, the top parts, do not come off. They're a very, very popular all-in-one system, probably, arguably, the most popular. However, one of the downsides with K-Flex is the price point. The price point of just a standard one colour, which is what we're going to be comparing it to, the Barflights and other systems, come in at about £8.50 to £9. One of the most expensive ones that they do come in at £20, which are the Star Wars collection. Now, for an all-in-one system, it's kind of wild. The next system I want to talk to you about are the Red Dragon Nitro flights. Now, these are an all-in-one system that I used for a period of time because I liked the fact that there was more customizable feel to them, with the fact that the top part and the bottom part you could have in different colors. But one of the negative things that I found about the Nitro flights was that they were not very durable. Now, what I meant by this was the actual top part could come off of the stem quite easily. Now, if you're talking about an all-in-one system, that shouldn't be the case. But it'll be no surprise to know that I'm pretty certain at a point in time, at some point, Peter Wright did use them.
Let me just stop you right there, okay? First, you lied, right? Then, you lied about lying, okay? Then, you lied about lying about lying, okay? So before you lie about lying about lying about lying about lying... Stop lying!
Now, these are one of the cheapest all-in-one systems out there. These come in at around that £6.50 mark. And like I said, one of the big positives is the fact that you get a flight element and a shaft element being 2 different colours. So it doesn't just have an all-in-one same colour vibe, which is probably the reason why I used them for a decent length of time. We'll next look at one of the new boys on the block, and that is the Harrow Solo, which has recently just started being used by Luke Woody Woodhouse.
Perfect first start for Woodhouse. Just overpitched.
And that's one of them, and it looks pretty inviting. Very inviting, 8-8 for the set.
Now, if I'm honest, I actually really like this system because they have a few new elements that they're trying out to help with the aerodynamic flow through the air, apparently. I like them. They're actually probably one of the nicest all-in-one systems that I have used over recent times. And they come in at a decent £7.95. Not too shabby. And the durability on them, I've used them for a while, is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the ones that we've said so far, out of the ones that I've spent a lot of time using, they're probably my favourite all-in-ones. And the last one that I want to bring attention to, yes, I know that there's loads of other ones. You've got ones from QCell, you've got ones from Mission, you've got some from Winmore. The other one I want to talk about are the Unicorn Forges. Now, the reason why is because obviously over the recent months, Gary Anderson has started using these exact ones.
Can he right the wrongs of that occasion this afternoon? Or will Gary Anderson march through to a possible meeting And a player in the last 32 under the watchful gaze of Professor John Part.
Yes, and a lot to potential 11 dart leg.
The tempo will be quick, the quality.
And these come in at £8.95. Now, why are so many people starting to use all-in-one systems? Well, for the pro aspect, apparently, it makes you have less deflections and makes you have tighter grouping. Now, from my experience, weirdly, I get the opposite, but it just shows that every single person is different. That's why there's still a lot of people on tour who use flight and stems, still a lot of people on tour that use all-in-ones, and there's a lot of people who also use my favourite system, which is L-style. However, as I've just said, they've brought something out which has caused a bit of a stir in the industry. I introduce you to the L-style Barflights. Now, as you can see, they are an all-in-one system, okay? They're in 8 different colours. You've got the red. You've got the neon pink. You've got white, black, neon orange, neon green, neon yellow, and blue. Now, the biggest thing that has been the talking point about this new system is the fact they all just come in one different formation, okay? They come in the equivalent of an intermediate stem shape or length, and they come in a standard number 6 flight model. But speaking in an L-style lingo, because they do things a bit differently, a bit funky, it is a 260 stem and an L3 flight. You cannot get any other variants. Now you're probably thinking, wow, that's a bit harsh. What happens if I'm a short user? What happens if I'm a medium user? Deal with it, because for the price point, you're gonna wanna try these. These come in at £3.50. £3.50. You can get almost 3 of these for the price, 1 set of K-flexes or 1 set of forges. What is going on? That is absolutely insane. These have been made so a lot of people who are new to the game, who don't want to have their flights popping off left, right and centre, can afford to get an all-in-one system. And trust me when I say, the quality is phenomenal. Like, look at it. That is 90 degrees and I've been bending that. As you can see, look at the snap back. Look at this snap, look.
Two halves can't make a hole without a hole. Giggity, 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 giggity.
Snap's incredible. Like I said, I'm not a normal all-in-one user, so, you know, I will give them a go. I normally get a lot of deflections. But for £3.50, that's a joke. If you're a pub owner and you're fed up with all of the time, you know, oh, the flight's going missing or the stems getting ruined because they're being used so much with other people using them and blah, 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 blah. The best thing you could do, get yourself a set of Barflights because they're never gonna get ruined. The durability on them is insane. But it's already good me saying all of this. Let's get them built. Let's get them put on my Ryan Searles and we'll give them a chuck. See what we do with them. I don't know. We'll run with it.
Why are you running?
So this is what they look like actually on my darts. They go pretty well with the Ryan Searles setup, hence why I'm wearing my Ryan Searles shirt. My Ryan Searles shirt, try saying that 5 times, it don't work very well. I'm quite lucky because I throw the normal 260 stems anyway from L-style, so that's quite lucky in that regard. So it shouldn't really feel all that different. But let's throw a few chucks and I'll tell you a little bit more about these. Pretty nice 60 to start with. Now, when I heard that L-style were making these, I got in contact with somebody who works for L-style, who I know very well, who's part of the creating side of things for them, Michael Pulaski. And I said to him, you know, how are you making these so cheap and they're going to come out in a good quality? His response was, easy, mate. What? Now, I thought he was joking, right? When they brought these out on April Fool's Day, in the back of my head, I was like, right, I'm going to get a parcel from them, and the reality is, it's going to be an April Fool's joke. You know, it's not going to be legit. $3.50 for a set of all-in-ones. I was like, you're having me on, you're joking, you're lying. No, they're here, and they're here to stay. I'm not gonna lie to you, 3 throws so far, 60, 81, 85. I mean, they're not exactly flying badly. I don't know what's going on. I mean, they're not going together, but that's another 76. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? These are legit the first darts of the day as well. So, you know. And that's a 70. I don't know. One thing I will definitely say about them is they fly pretty true. Now, I don't want to like diss any other company, but the Winmore Fusions I really did not get along with. I felt that they flew bizarre in the air. I can say that these are flying very true. They fly very similar to an L-style flight. That might sound silly, might be a placebo, I don't know, but they do fly pretty true. And there's a ton. Tell you what. Now, obviously, over the short period of time that I'll be throwing it in this video, I can't give you an honest opinion on the durability of it, but I can say that on initial thoughts, for £3.50, you really just cannot go wrong at all. Like, at all. Especially when you think about how much the price of darts has increased in just the first, what, 3.5 months of the year? It's a bit staggering, you know? There you have it then. That is my early opinion on the brand new L-style Barflights. And I truly, truly believe that if you have, like I said, £3.50 to give this a go, I truly, truly believe you should, because it might just be the perfect system for you, and it's gonna save you, you know, £6, £7 every single set if this is the best integrated flight system for you. I truly think this is a groundbreaker when it comes to the all-in-one system on the market. You might start seeing other companies worrying about how expensive theirs are if L-Style are still making profit on a flight which is more than half the price of any other. Guys, I really hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have used any of the Barflights, or if you are going to use the Barflights. Please, please put in the comments how you found them. I'm Hazy Darts. I get 2 videos out a week, if not 3. If you do like the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you are new around here, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next upload. See you later.